Imagine this. Every single day, she thinks about you, yet your phone will never light up with her name again. She watches from the shadows, checking your stories, reading your old messages, remembering how you made her feel, but she stays silent, hidden. If you don't understand why, you will remain stuck in confusion, pain, and a waiting game you can never win. Today, I'm going to give you the full truth. Why she disappears, why she watches, and how you can flip the entire game without saying a single word. Listen closely, because after this, you'll never see her or yourself the same way again. You deserve this truth. You deserve to reclaim your power. You deserve to stop suffering in silence. That starts now. This channel is a weapon for men tired of chasing, tired of doubting, tired of confusion. If you believe knowledge can change your life, support this mission by subscribing, liking, and commenting. Together, we build unstoppable men who lead, not chase. Let's begin. The silent battlefield. There is a silent battlefield raging inside her every time she sits alone with her thoughts. You may believe she has forgotten you. You may think she no longer cares. But behind every photo she posts, behind every laugh you see, lies a hidden conflict you will never witness. One side of her heart pulls her toward you, weighted by every memory she tries to bury. She remembers the way you made her laugh effortlessly. She recalls those late-night talks where she felt truly seen, understood, and valued, in ways few men ever made her feel. She misses the comfort of knowing someone cared for her deeply, beyond surface level. The way her heart raced seeing your name on her screen, the sense of safety when you were near. These longings do not vanish. They linger like smoke after a fire. Even if only for a moment each day, she thinks about you. She scrolls through old photos, rereads past conversations, wonders where you are, who you're with, and if you ever think of her too. But standing firm on the other side of her mind is fear. Fear that if she reaches out, you won't respond as she hopes. Fear that showing even a hint of vulnerability will cost her pride. Fear that you've moved on, found someone better, grown beyond her. This fear freezes her. It paralyzes her fingers before they can type a message. It drowns her impulse before it breaks through. It's not indifference keeping her silent. It's self-protection. Pride then builds a wall between what she feels and what she's willing to show. Pride tells her to wait. Pride convinces her that the first to move loses. It poisons her heart with thoughts like, if he truly missed me, he would reach out first. Pride keeps her staring at her phone, hoping to see your name, yet refusing to be the one who appears weak by breaking the silence. Ego sharpens the blade, telling her she must be wanted, not begging. Ego turns, reaching out into humiliation. In her mind, a simple text is a battle between craving connection and guarding status. Every second she stays silent is a mix of pain and twisted victory. Pain because the silence reminds her of what's lost. Victory because she hasn't surrendered pride. This duality tortures her beyond what you can imagine. Some nights she almost breaks, almost sends that message, almost chooses vulnerability. But at the last second, fear and pride crush that desire, and she locks her heart away again. Here's what matters. The longer you maintain your silence, the heavier the burden grows on her side. When you don't reach out, when you refuse to chase, you deny her the comfort she secretly craves. She expects you to break first, fold under the unknown's pressure. When you don't, it shocks her. It destabilizes her story to feel safe. If you reach out first, she breathes relief. She wins without effort. She feels powerful because you showed weakness first. But if you stay silent, if you hold your ground with discipline, the ground beneath her cracks. Doubt, creeps in. Anxiety grows. Your memories sharpen, become painful, consuming. Silence becomes your greatest weapon. It forces her to face everything she tried to escape. It makes her question if letting you go was the biggest mistake. Her silence is not indifference. It's fear and pride trapped inside a war no one else sees. Why silence is her strategy? Silence is not forgetting. It's not moving on. It's a calculated move to keep power in her hands. When she senses you might miss her, when she feels you wonder, she knows she has the upper hand. To keep it, she says nothing. Silence breeds questions. Silence breeds doubt. Silence breeds emotional instability in the one who cares more. If she reaches out first, she risks losing control. She risks appearing desperate, caring more. That position she can't afford. Silence is her bet, on your emotions breaking before hers. She wagers your mind will betray you, that you'll overthink, scroll her pictures, hope for a sign. She bets the silence will become so loud in your heart that you'll act just to end it. The moment you break, even with a small, "Hey, hope you're well," you lose more than you know. You kill the mystery, remove her doubt, confirm you're still tied emotionally. She feels the grip slipping and pulls it tight again. She doesn't even have to reply warmly. Ignoring cold responses still keep the power hers. Power lies not in the reply, but in confirming you still care enough to reach out first. You may think you're polite or mature, but in this emotional war, intentions don't matter. Only moves do. Reaching out reveals your vulnerability while she stays hidden. Her silence isn't strength. It's fear in disguise. Pride wearing a mask. But it's effective because the world rewards those who appear least invested. The one who cares less holds power. Silence creates the illusion of not caring even while she's torn inside. If you reach out, you give certainty, end her questions, and hand her victory with no risk. If you hold your silence, master your emotions, you force her to confront the emptiness she tried to ignore. You make her live with her choice. You make her question if she made a mistake. The silence that once comforted her becomes her enemy. As days turn to weeks, doubt whispers louder than pride. What if he's moved on? What if he no longer misses me? What if I lost him forever? That's when her silence begins to break her, not protect her. That's when the emotional tables turn. You might see her smiling in photos, wearing that same familiar smile that once made your heart race. You might catch glimpses of her on trips, posing with friends, sharing sunsets, dancing in clubs. You might notice her reposting quotes about strength, independence, healing, moving forward. And it might hit you hard because it looks like she's already moved on. It looks like she found happiness without you, that maybe she never cared as much as you thought. But here's the truth most men don't realize. People don't post their truth. They post the image they want the world to believe. Behind every smiling selfie could be a mind drowning in regret, a heart still aching for what it lost. Behind every post about strength could be nights spent crying into a pillow that still smells like the memories you shared. Behind every picture of a perfect life could be an empty feeling she tries to outrun but can never truly escape. She doesn't post because she's healed. She posts because she's hiding from the loneliness that creeps in when the noise fades, hiding from the truth that without you, something is missing, no matter how hard she pretends otherwise. Every photo is armor, every caption a shield, every story a wall between the world and the war inside her chest. She isn't moving on as fast as it looks. She's trying to convince herself she's fighting an invisible battle you'll never see on Instagram. She's trying to fill the hole where real love once lived, with attention, distractions, validation. But nothing can fill the space you left behind. The mask slips when the party ends and the drinks wear off, when the friends go home and the room falls silent. That's when the mask slips. That's when the real emotions break through. Alone in her bed, scrolling through her phone, lying in the dark, she replays your conversations. She revisits the sound of your voice. She reimagines what it felt like to be cared for by a man who saw her soul, not just her body. And that pain hits harder than any heartbreak song. She tries to drown it out, but it screams louder than any quote she posts about strength. If in your weakness you break your silence and text her first, you relieve that pressure for her. You let her off the hook. You give her a rush of validation that covers her pain, even if only for a little while. You let her avoid the full consequences of losing you. If you keep showing her she still has access to you, you give her an emotional safety net. But if you remain silent, if you hold your ground with the strength of a man who values himself more than he misses her, you allow the silence to do its work. You let it grow heavier. You let it dig deeper into her mind. Over time, that silence becomes unbearable, not because you want to hurt her, but because she realizes she can't escape what she lost. No amount of likes, followers, adventures, or fake smiles can touch the void you left behind. And it's only in that silence that true regret is born. Real regret isn't felt in crowded rooms. It's felt in the loneliness of her own mind, when there's nothing left to distract her. The illusion of moving on is just that, an illusion. A carefully crafted show built for the world to see while she wrestles with invisible battles inside her heart. The longer you stay silent, the harder that illusion becomes to maintain. It starts with small doubts, then lingering thoughts, then overwhelming waves of, what if I made the biggest mistake of my life? You must not react. You must not react. You must not chase. You must not break. Because every day you don't reach out, every moment you don't check her story, every second you keep building your own life without her, you grow larger in her memory. You become the man she cannot replace, the one who slipped away, the one she thought would always be there, until he wasn't. No matter what her photos show, no matter what her captions say, no matter who she's with now, deep down she knows she lost a man who had the strength to let her go, without begging, without chasing, without losing himself. That man is unforgettable. That man leaves a scar no replacement can heal. And that man is exactly who you are becoming if you stay silent and keep moving forward. The moment you lose is the moment you make the first move. The moment you send that simple text thinking it's harmless, you lose. The moment you react to her Instagram story hoping she notices you, you lose. The moment you comment on her post with something small, thinking maybe it will bring back a spark, you lose. You lose because in her mind, your action confirms one thing. She still controls your emotions. She still has a place in your heart. She still has you exactly where she wants you. Wondering, hoping, waiting. That single message, that single like, it feeds her ego like oxygen to a fire. It tells her, without you even saying a word, you still matter more to me than I matter to myself. And once she knows this, she feels no need to miss you. She feels no urgency, no loss, no regret. Why should she miss a man she can still reach emotionally anytime she wants? The truth is simple. Nothing is less attractive to a woman than a man who cannot master his own emotions. A man who reaches out first, even with the smallest gesture, shows his feelings overpower his strength. He shows he is led by fear, not by purpose. He shows he needs her presence to feel stable. Women instinctively pull away from that. It makes you look weak, predictable, ordinary. And nothing kills attraction faster than predictability. Every message you send trying to remind her of the good times doesn't bring her closer. It makes you smaller in her eyes. It chips away at the image of the man she once admired. It reduces you from the rare, valuable prize you once were to just another man chasing something that slipped away. Every attempt to bring her back confirms why she left. Every move toward her cements her belief that walking away was the right decision. Strong men don't chase. Strong men don't chase. They don't beg. They don't reach out to prove their worth. They stand still. They hold the line. They let their absence do the talking. If you want her to truly miss you, you must vanish. You must become a blank space in her mind, one she cannot fill with distractions or noise. You must leave her with unanswered questions, with doubt, with the slow, creeping fear that maybe, just maybe, she lost something she will never find again. The only way to make her regret losing you is through complete, disciplined silence, not fake silence. Not a few days of silence just to test her. True silence. A silence that isn't a tactic, but a way of life. A silence that says, I do not chase what walks away from me. I do not beg for what doesn't see my value. I choose myself over memories. That kind of silence doesn't just make her miss you, it forces her to see you in a way she never did before, as the man who could have had her but chose himself instead. If you break your silence even once, you reset the clock. You throw away all the emotional leverage you built. You go back to being predictable, expected, ordinary. But if you stay silent, if you hold your emotions like a king holds his crown, untouchable and steady, you become unforgettable. You become the one who slipped through her fingers. You become the story she tells herself when the world goes quiet. The man who didn't chase. The man who didn't beg. The man she wishes she could reach but can't. Silence is your power. Discipline is your weapon. Emotional control is your victory. The power of emotional control. Powerful men are not powerful because they talk the most, shout the loudest, or chase the hardest. They are powerful because they move with restraint. They hold themselves steady when others panic. They do not act on every impulse. They do not allow temporary emotions to dictate permanent actions. They know their value is not measured by who accepts or rejects them. They know their worth is already complete without external validation. Emotional control is not just a skill, it is a shield. It separates the weak from the strong, the ordinary from the exceptional. It turns a man from forgettable to unforgettable. When you can sit in the silence, when you can feel the urge to reach out but still not move, when you can feel the storm of missing her but remain still, that is true power. That is when you stop being a memory she controls and start becoming a mystery she cannot replace. You stop being the man who waits by the phone and start being the man who is out of her reach. You become unpredictable. You become rare. You become the man who haunts her mind, not because you chase her, but because you are nowhere to be found. Women do not miss the men who are always available. They do not lie awake wondering about men who constantly remind them they are still there. They miss the men who disappear into their own greatness. They miss the men who hold their own frame, who build their own kingdom, who do not let memories chain them. The men who are rare, disciplined, and value themselves above momentary emotions. Those are the men women regret losing. Every time you feel the itch to text her, every time you pick up your phone thinking, maybe this time she'll appreciate it, stop. Remember this. Every second you resist that temptation, every second you choose silence over chasing, you build doubt in her mind. You create questions with no answers. You create tension she cannot resolve. You plant seeds of regret that grow larger every day. While you stay silent, she starts to wonder, did he move on? Did he replace me? Did he realize he deserves better? The longer you hold your emotional ground, the more powerful you become, not just in her mind, but in your own life. Because emotional control doesn't just win back power in a relationship, it builds power everywhere. It sharpens your mind. It strengthens your spirit. It makes you a man no woman can easily forget. No world can easily defeat. Master your emotions, and you master the battlefield. Master your emotions, and you master your destiny. Your new mindset. Your new mindset begins with a decision so powerful that once you make it, there's no going back. You are no longer a man who chases shadows, no longer a man who waits by the phone wondering if she will ever realize what she lost. You are no longer trapped in the memories of what was, chained to a version of yourself that needed her approval to feel alive. That man is gone. You have buried him. You have chosen to rise. From today, you build a life where you are the center of gravity, not her. You build a life so full, so rich, so powerful that her absence is nothing more than a ripple on an ocean she can never cross again. You no longer see her silence as rejection. You see it as redirection. Every second you do not hear from her is a second invested in yourself. Your mind, your body, your mission, your empire. You are not here to chase someone willing to walk away. You are here to create a life so extraordinary that people regret losing access to you. Women do not complete you. No one completes you. You were whole before she entered your life, and stronger now that she is gone. Her walking away did not break you. It broke the illusions you once lived under. It shattered the false belief that you needed someone else to validate your worth. The truth is, you lose nothing by her leaving. But you lose everything if you lose yourself trying to get her back. You lose everything if you become the man who sacrifices dignity, pride, and peace just to be chosen by someone who once doubted him. That is not who you are anymore. That is not the man who wins in life. Life rewards motion. The world is full of opportunities, new dreams, new victories, new people who will see you for who you are without you having to explain, beg, or chase. But these opportunities only reveal themselves to men who walk forward with conviction, not to those frozen, staring backward, wishing they could rewind time. Life rewards motion. Life rewards resilience. Life rewards men who choose their future over their past. Today, you are done being a ghost chaser. Done giving your energy to what was. Done waiting for her to realize your value because you realize it first. You become the man she will regret losing. Not by words, not by desperate actions, but by the way you vanish into a life she can no longer reach. A life she can only watch from a distance. A life so abundant, so powerful that the version of you she once knew feels like a dream she can never touch again. You do not chase. You do not wait. You do not beg. You build. You rise. You become. And when she thinks of you because she will, it will not be with comfort. It will be with a burning ache she cannot soothe, knowing she lost a man who became unstoppable without her. This journey is about reclaiming what was always yours, your power, your pride, your peace. Every time you resist reaching out, you grow stronger. Every moment you hold your silence, you climb higher. Every step you take forward without looking back is a step toward reclaiming your life. She had her chance. Now you are building something greater, not for her, but for yourself. You are no longer defined by what she thinks or does. You are defined by your own actions, your own growth, your own vision. The man you are becoming does not seek validation from others. he creates his own worth. The strength of discipline. Discipline is the foundation of your transformation. It is what keeps you steady when emotions threaten to pull you back. Discipline means honoring your decision to stay silent, even when it's hard, even when the loneliness creeps in. Discipline means focusing on what you can control: your thoughts, your habits, your goals. It means turning your energy inward to build a life so full and powerful that no one can shake your foundation. The power of discipline is the power to rise above temporary feelings, the power to hold your frame, no matter the storm. Building your kingdom, building. Your kingdom means creating a life that commands respect, not through words, but through presence. It means mastering your emotions and mastering your time. It means investing in yourself every day, your body, your mind, your career, your passions. It means surrounding yourself with people who lift you up and cutting ties with those who hold you back. Your kingdom is not built on the approval of others. It is built on your commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. The brotherhood of men who lead you are not alone in this. There is a brotherhood of men who have chosen to lead their own lives, men who refuse to chase or beg, men who stand strong in silence, knowing their worth. By supporting this movement, by subscribing, liking, and commenting, you help spread this message to men who need it most. Together, we build a generation of unstoppable men, men who lead with strength, men who lead with purpose, men who lead with emotional mastery. Your path forward. Remember, this is not just about her anymore. This is about you, about becoming the man you were always meant to be, a man who does not chase, a man who does not wait, a man who builds, a man who rises. Your silence is your power. Your discipline is your weapon. Your emotional control is your victory. Hold your ground. Walk forward. Become unstoppable. The final awakening. Now that you understand the battlefield, the silent war she fights inside her mind, you also understand the path to your ultimate victory. It is a path paved not by desperate actions, but by quiet strength. Not by chasing her shadows, but by mastering your own presence. This final awakening comes when you fully embrace your independence. When you realize your worth is not tied to her attention, her approval, or her presence. When you stop waiting for her and start building a life that no one can ignore. Unshakable confidence. True confidence is unshakable because it is built from within. It is not based on external validation, but on self-respect and self-mastery. This confidence allows you to remain calm in the face of uncertainty. It allows you to hold your silence without crumbling. When you become this man, your aura changes. You radiate power, peace, and purpose. You no longer seek to prove anything to anyone because you already know your value. The art of emotional mastery. Emotional mastery is the greatest weapon a man can wield. It is the ability to control your feelings instead of being controlled by them, to act with intention rather than reaction. This mastery is what sets the rare men apart from the many. It is what transforms pain into strength, loss into growth, silence into power. Practice patience. Practice resilience. Practice walking away from what does not serve you. Becoming unforgettable. The man who masters silence, discipline, and emotional control becomes unforgettable, not because he shouts the loudest, but because his quiet strength echoes in the minds of those who once underestimated him. She will remember you, not as a man who chased, but as the man who walked away, the man who chose himself over empty promises, the man who became unstoppable without her. Your legacy. Your legacy is the life you build and the example you set. It is the strength you carry and the peace you protect. You are no longer waiting for someone to validate your worth. You are creating a future that honors your highest self, The time to rise is now. Closing call to action. If this message has resonated with you, if you feel the fire to reclaim your power, then take action today. Subscribe to the channel. Join the brotherhood of men who lead their own lives. Comment "Unstoppable" below to declare your commitment. Like and share this message to help others find their strength. Together, we build a movement of men who do not chase, do not beg, but build, rise, and become truly unstoppable.